One more civvy gives me cheek and I'll top the bastard. Orders be blowed. Keep your nose clean.
There is someone there.
Oi, oi, what was that?
Don't know the password, do you? Thought as much. Did they go? Do as you're told, right?
Don't be a fool! Good move. Stand down. Okay.
Citizens of Wyndham, remember, strangers may be dangers. If
This
you
is our turn.
anyone
Don't come back. Look, for the 100th time, we're here to protect civilians and get this mess sorted out. One more civvy gives me cheek and I'll
Get a lot
top the
sorted out
bastard.
by kicking the elderly
Orders
out
be
of the
blowed.
rooms, do ya?
You know what the captain said? We have to move anybody vulnerable inside the inner perimeter.
Vulnerable! The bloody cheek of you! Ah, at least the outlaws have the common decency to rob us blind and not tell us it's for our own bloody good.
Right, listen to me, you old knout. Orders is orders. You obey orders, or it's the jug for you.
You'd never took us in the prison. I'd die there. You'd never.
Watch me. You should be thanking us for protecting you. You know that?
Aye, I suppose so.
You suppose so? Let me hear you say it.
Thank you. Thank you for protecting us.
That's better. Now gather your tat and get out.
Not sure about you.
One more civvy gives me cheek and I'll top the bastard. Orders be away
blowed.
from any weapons, you.
citizens of Wyndham, the army is here to help and protect you. Trust us and help us to help you. Follow the protocol.
Not sure I like the look of you. Watch your step.
Oh, Muggy's all right. Those bean counters in War Office, they're giving her a war with us.
The citizens of Wyndham, you are reminded that any building marked as sterilized is off limits prior to demolition. Trespass is a serious offense.
Addressing civilian! Stand back! masters have and will offer you escape. To follow their advice is at best optimistic, at worst foolish. Be careful. Trust only me.
Beer at the pub tastes like sheep dip. Better than nothing, mind.
I said to him, "Where's my pal Johnny? What you done with him?" And that bloody peacock says, "Oh, Mr. Wilmore is currently detained."
One more
never.
civvy gives me cheek
Put
and I
poor
top
Mr.
the
Wilmore in that
bastard.
prison of theirs.
Orders be
What
blown.
for?
Wouldn't say, would he? Eh? All full of martial law this and special powers that.
Ugh, bunch of little Hitlers.
Our Davy never came back from France in last one.
Oh, I know.
If he was still here with us, he'd have spat in the eye of that pompous little... The words fail me.
I know. But just keep mum about how cross you are, though.
I hope I get on the
If they'll
foraging
lock up
party
Mr.
again
Wilmore,
this week.
they'll lock up
Anything to
anybody.
get me out of this miserable dump for a couple of days.
Citizens of Wyndham, if you...
Why here of all places? If they'd resolved to do something so awful, why in the church?
Some bugger, pardon my French, wanted to make a scene, sir.
And doom us all in the process. If the captain and his minions find out. Oh, I'm sorry, we're closed today. Please leave. Please, I beg of you. Just forget you saw anything here and go. Please. So it seems. To visit this sort of thing upon the church is pure wickedness. Please, tell no one. I know how it seems, but I would not ask such a thing if it weren't for the good of the village. It's vital the military don't learn of this. We'll tidy up, but if the captain and his toy soldiers find out, things will become so much worse here. All I can concern myself with right now is keeping this quiet. I must decide what to do about this before any soldier wanders in. I would suggest you let all this lie too. The matter is best left to the village to handle. Maisie, a local girl. She must have got mixed up in something. The weapon that was used to, a peculiar choice. It puts me in mind of those debauched druids out in the woods. Well, we call them druids. I'm not sure what they call themselves. The disaster seems to have fostered the return of some distinctly atavistic, indeed thoroughgoing pagan sentiments around here. The following sprang up in Casterfell Woods shortly after, in the ruins of an old castle, and has since bloomed into a vicious cult. Certain death. That's what you'll be met with if you choose to enter the woods. I advise you to stay well away. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some things to work out.
What do you want? I had naught to do with Maisie's death, I swear, in God's name. And neither did the vicar. He's a good man. If this gets back to the soldiers, they'll cart him and me both off to jail. Aye, didn't touch her. It's horrid enough just to look at. Like someone wanted to make a scene. Wanted revenge or something. She probably got on the wrong side of someone on account of her. But you should leave. This is village business, and none of yours. Like I said, this is none of your business, stranger. If you want to play detective, stick to the crime scene. Leave us bystanders alone.
You'll do the right thing, I'm sure. God go with you. I trust you will do what is right. I trust you will do what is right.
slowly now. Come into the light where I can see you. Wait. You're not one of the scientific staff. Who the blazes are you? I know every face on the project, and you're not one of them. How did you know I was down here? You found it in... You mean to say you were inside the interchange? Just how did you get in there? They sealed the place tight. It's everything to me. You have no idea what they sealed away here, and the threat it poses to the whole of humanity. The interchange. Open again after all this time. Astonishing. I thought it was sealed for good, and its contents forever out of reach. But look, do you realize what this means? If you have access to the interchange, then we might be able to stop this nightmare before it spreads beyond the wall. You must have seen it. In the interchange. That damned infestation. We first discovered the growth at the Oberon site. I was one of the team assigned to study it. You know, first we thought it was benign. Beneficial even, according to the early results. That's the proverbial long story. And we don't have time for it at present. I promise you, you'll have your answers. But first, you must understand what we are dealing with. In our experiments, small doses of the growth in a purified form showed the most astonishing effect on cognitive capability. But it was not purified nearly enough, as it transpired. Its active agent was much more active than we realized. What it was doing to both our bodies and our minds all the while, it beggars imagination. We thought we held the future in a test tube. But all we had isolated was evil in its purest form. You can see why I must keep myself hidden away down here. Yes, it's under control, but I'll never be entirely free of it. Thanks to this apparatus, I found a way to inoculate myself, halting the infection before it could fully establish itself. If my colleagues had shown more faith in my line of experimentations, well, we wouldn't be where and what we are now. But look, we have so little time. I desperately need your help. I need you to go back to the medical facility, and this time go deeper. All the way down to the quarantine level. Somewhere in there is a sealed cylinder. It's labeled Sample 1. Find it and bring it here to me. Do that, and I can promise answers. Answers and a way out of here. Here's my keycard. It will get you deeper into the medical section. It was the first sample of the growth that was extracted. We took it to the lab to test it. That was a few months before the disaster. It's a pure sample, and that's what makes it so important. Before you go, you should help yourself to a dose of my inoculant. There's one lying around here somewhere. If you ever encounter a thick area of growth, or are suffering from a potent strain of the infection, that stuff will ease the burden. It should give you a better chance of surviving infested areas. And with any luck, it will silence the voices in your head. Best of luck. Time is of the essence. With any luck, Sample 1 will still be hidden away in the medical facility.
Ah, it's you. Oh, Lord, not you as well. Listen, the pressure of living in these walls, it can cause one's mind to play tricks. But I assure you there are no ghosts here. No one has been inside the cellar since the disaster. The key was lost along with the scientists, God rest their souls. Perhaps you should get some rest, I'd like to avoid any ghostly rumors being spread about the place. Farewell, and God bless you. I trust you will do what is right.
Citizens of Wyndham, there has been an increase in outlaw activity on Slatton Dale. Avoid Slatton Dale until the area is once again declared safe.
Let's not have any trouble.
Citizens, it has come to my attention again that despite warnings, certain among you are still pursuing prohibited activities. To wit, certain barbaric pagan practices. Now in normal times,
Just
I
let
give
us have a
you
flick for the elbows around here. We could get rid of them and
I
take
will
their
be very
supplies.
patient.
2 boards, 1 bullet.
But these are not normal times. This area is under martial law, and I will not tolerate your casual heresies. The next person we catch floating this land would be lucky if they just end up interned. I would remind you that the protocol is there for a reason. It is here to be obeyed. Dismissed.
Citizens of Wyndham,
Let's not have any trouble.
Don't be causing trouble, all right? Mr. CEO would just let me show him what I can do. We're getting nothing done here. It's the World Cup this year, isn't it? Sure it is. I hope England nabs it.
Citizens of Wyndham, the woods are still off limits. If you need to approach the woods for foraging, request an escort at the village hall.
See that big metal bugger? I could have it. I could.
Steady on, George. It's got guns on it, you know.
Beer at the
Stop
pub
it
tastes
out
like
like
sheep
it
dip.
owns the place.
Better than
Aye, but the
nothing,
robbers
mind.
are proper frit of them robots. They won't try the luck here while we've got that.
You what? Roberts are fit of them Roberts. I'm a warning Roberts. You're not making any sense now, man.
Don't know what else to put in here these days. It's not proper kit.
It's without the perimeter.
Anyway, you stay away from them machine men, alright? They won't bother you if you don't bother them.
I
Stop doing that.
Beer at the pub tastes like sheep dip. Better than nothing, mind.
Not sure about you.
A new customer. How do? Not often we see new faces here. My name's Alf Buckshaw. Welcome to what's likely the last pub in Cumberland, such as it is. Now, what can I do for you? Fountains of beer, dancing girls, and the finest cuisine in the land. Well, we've got some beer. And I found a pickled onion in a jar in the back of the cupboard. Seriously, mind, I can get me hands on things. Some pretty hard to find things at that. And feeling that, I can offer conversation. No gossip, mind you. Get locked up for gossip these days. I suppose I might be able to help a friendly traveller out. What sort of gear did you have in mind? All right. Well, look. There's ways and means. The old government bunkers, the ones they reckon were secret. Like anything stays a secret round here for long. If it's special gear you want, have a poke round in any bunker you find. I've heard there's some grand doings to be had in them, but watch yourself. Few of them are safe. You let me know if there's aught else I can help you with. Keep your bloody voice down. Nothing brings the soldiers down on you faster than talking about that. Mayhap I heard rumours of it, but I can't see it out more than that. Fever, eh? Well, aye. Maybe that might be what I need right now. All right, let's talk. One of them scientists, in particular, used to come to drinking here. Before it all went arse upwards, that is. He liked his ale, that fella, and ale made him chatty. He told me he worked in something called the Interchange. Never said quite where it were, but he used to stagger off towards the substation round the back of here. So that might be worth a deco. Well, he said he worked on some gadget with that Dr. Garrow, who were a big noise over at the site. He called it a signal redirector. Top secret. Only a few of them made at the doctor's request. I've no idea what they were for. You could do worse than talk to Nora. She were there at the time, and she has a good brain, has Nora. She hides out in her barn on Skethermoor. I'll mark it for you. Look, you didn't hear any of that from me, all right? Quiet as the grave, mate. Of course not. Like I said, quiet as the grave. Now, about that favour. I need to collect a few messages. Not important, you understand, but I can't stick me nose out of the door without the soldiers taking an interest. You, they'll let walk out of the village, so I need you to go to Skethermoor for us. I'm not interesting. Just need a mite of discretion in the gathering, if you follow me. There's something in it for you and all. Not asking you to do out for note. I need a message collecting from Nora. Careful with her. She's not fond of strangers. But it'll be all right if you see I sent you. The other note is with a fella who skulks all over Skethermoor. But we have a meeting place. I'll mark it on your map. Fair warning, though. Out in Skethermoor, soldiers don't care who or what you are. They'll shoot before they ask. Well, after it all went to cock and we got quarantined, London started sending in soldiers. To start with, folk were happy to see them. But after a while, it turned out there was bugger all they could do to help. When they found out they weren't being let back through the wall again, well, it got nasty. Plenty round here, I reckon. It's what it would have been like if the Nazis had invaded after all. Of course, you didn't hear that from me, all right? Who knows what them boffins were up to? But I don't think that atom plant going pop was part of the plan, do you? Or at least they told us it were an atom plant. So where are all the atoms, eh? I've heard a thing or two about radioactiveness, and by all rights, none of us should be standing here. Anyhow, I shouldn't be gossiping about this stuff. Very good. Nicely done, and all on the nail. All sorts comes through here, so don't be shy about coming back. Might have something new for you. See you around.
This is all just an experiment to them in the south. We're just guinea pigs. Why can't anyone else see that?
Let's not have any... Maybe Smith is right. Perhaps we should just build a huge still and drink ourselves to death. At least I'd die happy.
Don't be causing trouble, all right? Or we'll die here like... Keep it civilized. No troublemakers.
Onwards, onwards, mustn't grumble.
Welcome back. Oh, I think we can manage that. Bet you weren't expecting to find a place like Wyndham still ticking over after all what's gone on here, were you now? Folk will get used to anything given time. Which isn't to say, it's not nice to see some new faces coming through here now and then. Reminds a fella just how strange this all really is. The captain likes strangers too. He treats them better than he does the rest of the village. Means he can do things us regular folk can't. Oh, aye. There were a lady scientist here not so long ago. Dr. Garrow. They say she used to work at the site over the mere. Top dog too, I was told. Managed to get out while the rest of them boffins were trapped in with us. Any road, she turns up here a few months back out of nowhere and starts throwing her weight around. She did something that got the soldiers' backs up, and they stuck her in their jail on Scathamore. Well, I heard, and I don't know how much credit to give it, that she whispered summit to one of them big gun turrets of theirs over at their camp, and the thing shut off, just like that. She waltzed right into the camp, and soldiers were all turned about looking for her. Captain didn't like being made a fool of like that. Of course, that's just hearsay and gossip, and I don't gossip, me. See you around.
Practices of any kind are strictly forbidden. Any breach of this regulation is punishable by death.
Ha-ha! There! Let's be civilized about this. Hands away from anything. What's happening? Have they gone? Behave yourself, Civvy.
Citizens of Wyndham, there has been an increase in outlaw activity on Flattendale. Avoid Flattendale until the area is once again declared safe.
A new customer. How'd you do? Welcome to Wyndham Village. Pardon my curiosity, but how is it the soldiers let you in? Did you bribe them? And if you did, what with? Aye, well, I can hazard a guess. Our little Napoleon, the captain that is, he keeps an eye out for folk like you. A stranger might be important. And if you're important, then that's another stepping stone out of the zone, isn't it? Anyway, where are me manners, eh? I'm Maurice Wick, owner of this establishment. Take a look at what I have to offer if you fancy. Oh, you'd have to ask him that yourself. I'll leave that pleasure to you. Me, I'm happy here in the shop, where I never have to look at the man. Big explosion, that's what. I remember it woke the whole village. We were out in the streets, wondering what were what. I mean, with all them atoms and such like they have over there. The soldiers rolled in and told us we were fine, that there weren't no radioactivity to be frit of. But then, in the next breath, they said we couldn't leave. Temporary quarantine protocol, they called it. Temporary, my hat. Look at them walls. Nowt temporary about them, is there? We had no choice but to take it on the chin. So we did. Well, most of us did anyhow. Well, it is what it is, isn't it? We have to carry on. There are mouths to feed.
Citizens of Wyndham, we cannot guarantee your
Addressing civilian! Stand back, citizen!
Do you have a good reason to leave the village?
Addressing civilian! Stand back, citizen!
Oh?
Who are you? I don't know you. You're not with the soldiers, are you? I run a lawful place here. Stick to every word of the protocol here, I do. Oh, well, they get into everybody's business, bunch of busybodies digging around until they find all your secrets. But I've got nothing to hide, nothing at all. I haven't. My, well, that's good to know. But I can hardly trust a stranger, can I? I'm sorry, but that's just how it is. Now let me know if you're looking to buy something. Not worth much to me. I've got plenty. That's all good. People come here to barter all the time. Might have new things for you if you call back now and again. Bye now.
We started off right by shooting some troublemakers. Shame we can't do that again. There are a few locals left as it is.
Get a move on, you lot. You're never gonna make your salvage quota arsing around like this.
What do you need all this sodding metal for anyway?
The Artificer needs it for armor. The kit we use to keep you lot safe. So stop your flaming moaning and get on with it.
But look at this lot. You expecting Genghis bloody Khan or something?
Oh, you're welcome to go and have a look what's beyond the perimeter if you want. Get a little taste, maybe, of what's out there. No? Thought not. Get on with it. Keep it civilized. No troublemakers.
Hands away from any weapons, you. Keep your nose clean. Beer at the pub tastes like sheep dip. Better than nothing, mind.
exactly how many steps it takes to get from the lake edge to the top of the village. I'm going mad. I know it.
I'll finish my book today, I think. Start it again tomorrow.
State of this place. You tomorrow if we could. You. I see you. Is someone messing with me? Gone. Must have spooked them.
Citizens of Wyndham, the army is here to help and protect you. Trust us and help us to help you. Follow the protocol.
Oh my God. Those fiends out there in war office are giving her a war with us picture by now. Well, I want to know why not.
The citizens of Wyndham, You are reminded that any building marked as sterilized is off limits prior to demolition.
Watch your step.
Trespass is a serious offense.
Those bean counters in War Office better have given her a Warwooders picture by now. But I want to know why not.
State of this place. Leave tomorrow if we could.
Addressing civilian. Stand back, citizen.
It's like having another bloody war.
Pagan practices of any kind are strictly forbidden. Any breach of this regulation is punishable by death. Citizens of Wyndham, remember that your village is one of the few remaining bastions of normality within the zone. Keep it that way. Be normal.
First thing I'm doing when they take that wall down is going on holiday. Southport maybe, or maybe somewhere exotic, like Rill.
Addressing civilian. Stand.
I'd give my eye teeth to be back in Swindon now.
I miss seeing John Mills' pictures.
Did you want something? Bye now.
Citizens of Wyndham, the army is here to help and protect you. Trust us and help us to help you.
What I'll do for you. Get lost or I'll kill you. Let's be civilized about this. Hands away from any weapons. Someone's sneaking around. Gonna find them.
Is that it? Did I scare him off?
Addressing civilian. Stand back, citizen.
Nobody here.
I miss seeing John Mills at pictures. He's right dreamy.
Citizens of Wyndham, pagan practices of any kind are strictly forbidden. Any breach of this regulation is punishable by death.
Maybe Swift is right. Perhaps we should just build a huge still.
Bugger off, Civvy, or die.
At least
Don't
I'll die.
be a fool. Stand down. Yeah, keep running.
They're gone.
Citizens of Wyndham, volunteers are required for work details on...
Well, well, a new face. Good day. You'll forgive me if I'm less than cordial on first acquaintances, I'm sure. New faces often mean trouble. And yet, they may bring new opportunities, too. Tell me, where have you come from? If you've wandered out there and survived, then you're doing better than most. But I'm sure there's more to you than that, eh? In case it wasn't made clear to you on the way in, Wyndham is under the protection of the protocol. You are permitted to move freely through the village. For now, at least. Consider it a gesture of goodwill. I hope it'll be reciprocated. But don't go causing any trouble here. Is that clear? And if trouble finds you, make sure you report it. Post haste. Now, there are certain things I like to discuss with new faces such as you. I would hope a stranger like you can provide me with some information. All in good time. First, you need to make yourself useful to me. I want to know where you came from. I want to know what you can tell me about the outside. Trust me, you will be much better off aiding protocol than crossing us. Be under no illusions. We must eradicate the corruption that festers here before there is any hope of leaving this blasted place. If we were to work together, you and I, perhaps we might make some progress towards such an outcome. But step out of line, and I will revoke your liberties here just as quickly as they were given. So I ask again, did you come from the outside? What do you know? You misunderstand me. I desire a way out, not to dig deeper. And as for the interchange, that is a very dangerous word to be bandying about. I suggest you forget you've ever heard it. Whatever evil the scientists had hidden in there, it has wrought havoc on this place. So no one goes near the substation, understood? Anyone trespassing there will be shot. Well, this is disappointing. I was hoping you'd have something you were willing to share. We imprison strangers at the first whiff of trouble, but you can keep your liberties for now. I trust that will be more conducive to a timely recollection of your origins. In the meantime, be wary of this place. Do not be tempted to engage with any of the pagan sentiments some of the locals may try to foist on you. Such beliefs are dangerous and forbidden. Do I make myself clear? And if you still wish to have protocol's aid, you'll just have to make yourself useful to me in other ways. The civilians in this village are a shady lot. Resistant to discipline and up to no good, I'm sure of it. We can hardly get the time of day out of them. But you're an outsider. They may not trust you exactly, but nor are they immediately suspicious of you. Sniff around. Keep your ears open. If you find anything I should know, come to me with it. If you want somewhere to start, well, we've had our eyes on Iris, the baker. I could send a patrol in, of course, but a softer approach might prove more efficacious. The good Dr. Garrow? Not so good in my opinion. That woman is dangerous. Caught her up to her old nonsense again and incarcerated her smartly at our Skethermore camp. The prison is closely guarded, so don't even think about attempting to reach her without our permission. But that permission may be granted if you prove yourself loyal to us here in the village. Yes, what is it? Good day to you. Stay out of trouble, eh?
Citizens of Wyndham, volunteers are required for work details on Skethermore.
Not sure about you.
Behave yourself, civvy. Please, God, let the CO put me on the patrol roster. I can't stand this miserable shithole of a village much longer.
One more civvy gives me cheek and I will talk
The woods are still off limits. If you need to approach the woods for
Did you want something? What? You know that he's... Doesn't really matter how you know, does it? Look, I'll talk, but only to show you I'm doing nothing wrong. You have to keep quiet about this, please. Me husband, Philip, he went off exploring with one of his pals. Bloody fools, the pair of them. He said they were poking around in an old bunker and walked into a cloud of funny glowing spores or something. And he told me he started hearing voices. He says the voices hurt him. Whatever it was, it made him awful ill. He's not getting any better. Just a bit worse every day. Not exactly. I just know he called it the interchange. Oh, and he said something about the substation behind the pub, though that's off limits to us. The soldiers will string you up for anything these days, and my husband was exploring where they don't like you to explore. That captain of the protocol, he says what the boffins buried here plays merry hell with people's minds. Turns them into something not human. Not that any of that happened to my Philip. He's ill, that's all. I just know what the soldiers would do if they found him. You know, we've had one mite of luck. Came by a special tonic, which does something to settle the voices in his head and keep the infection down. At least, while we can get it, it does. But look, what's your interest in all this? I'm sorry, but I don't have any of the tonic left. I know where you can get some, though. There's a lady, calls herself Mother Jago, out in Casterfell Woods. Brews the tonic to her own recipe. She lives out by the old mine. I can mark on the map where to find her. And listen, I hate to ask, but could I trouble you to get us some of the tonic? Just a single bottle. We're almost run out. All right, nothing's certain, but if you can, it'd mean the world to me. Bye now. Did you want something? Bye now. Did you want something? Bye now. What? Get out! Get out!
Those thieving bastards without the perimeter need teaching a lesson. Toe the line, you.
Oh, Maggie's all right. Those bean counters in Warlock is better have given her a war with his pension by now, or I'll want to know why not.
Beer at the pub tastes like sheep's dip. Better than nothing, mind it.
A contaminated area has been reported in the Scattermore field.
Hands away from any weapons, you.
Citizens of Wyndham, the woods are still off limits. If you need to approach the woods for foraging,
Leave tomorrow if we could.
Don't be causing trouble, all right?
the citizens of Wyndham, you are reminded that any building marked as sterilized is off limits prior to demolition. Trespass is a serious offense. Citizens of wisdom, pagan practices of any kind are strictly forbidden. Any breach of this regulation is punishable by death. Citizens of Wyndham, if you or any of your friends or family show signs of corruption, report it immediately. Caught early, the contagion can be painlessly excised. Be vigilant. Be safe.
Do as you're told, right?
Stupid troublemaker. Shame we can't do that again. There are a few locals left.
Let's have no trouble. Right.
Not sure I like the look of you. One more civvy gives me cheek and I'll chop the back. Orders be closed. Let's be civilized about this. Hands away from any weapon. Was that? Better check it out.
Join the army.
Not
See the
safe
world and
yet.
get some action. Well, that worked out brilliant, didn't it?
One more civvy gives me cheek and I'll chop the back.
Behave yourself, Sibby.
hands away from any weapons,
Those thieving bastards without the perimeter need teaching a lesson. I'll finish my book today, I think. Start it again tomorrow. A stranger, eh? Oh, Maggie's all right. Those bean counters in War Office better have given her a war with us.
We don't all have scurvy on this diet.
Nothing fancy.
Do as you're told, right?
Of Dr. Holder's plan is uncertain. Poison is not a reliable weapon. You should do as you are told. The contamination must be burned. The wound must be cauterized.
Don't be causing trouble, all right?
One more civvy gives me...
Citizens of Wyndham, the woods are still off limits.
Ah, it's you. You did? I see. Yes, it's true. She ran errands for me from time to time. I asked her to keep an eye on certain people. She has had quite a talent for it. But I had no reason to kill her. You must believe me. I have a certain arrangement of sorts with some of the villagers. In a world as terrible as this, with evil in the soil and a military boot on their necks, who can blame those who turn to the church for protection? I offer what I can, in return for a small donation to the church. But it is necessary for me to keep some eyes on them as well. In case they waver, there is a lot of temptation within the zone, and temptation too easily leads to corruption. This is a village matter. I can provide assistance to an outsider such as yourself, but that does not mean I can trust you. The shopkeeper? Good heavens above. I knew something was off about him, but nothing as foul as that. Then I must ask something of you. You're embroiled in this now, as much as we are. To find absolution, well, you must find some way to deal with Morris. An ally to those heathens in the woods is a danger to the village. Not that I'm suggesting you. Well, I'll leave it to your judgment. How did you... You're very well informed, I must say. Very well. This key will open a box upstairs. You'll find your payment in there. And in the spirit of reciprocation, if you are in need of my help, you need only ask. I am here if you wish to talk, to unburden your soul. And if you'll forgive me for saying so, you seem troubled. Might I ask why? I don't suppose, well, have you perhaps been hearing voices? You must understand that I have a duty to this village and its people. I must do what is necessary to protect my flock. We have seen some very bad times here. I don't really know why such misfortune has befallen us. Only that it started with that wretched science city they built across the mere. They did something. Heaven knows what. And now it is laced with evil. You can smell it in the air. I doubt I would understand any of it. Besides which, the village occupies all my time. The people here need a guiding hand, not an oppressive one. The military presence, this protocol nonsense of theirs, has done that to us, and with no sign of respite. Pressure like that breeds corruption. I must obey the Lord's will and fight against such things. You, on the other hand, seem of a curious nature. I can offer you something, but you must be cautious about prying too deeply. Well, I was on cordial terms with one or two of the scientists stationed up here. The important ones lodged at a manor house out in Casterfell Woods. I doubt any are still alive. But they may have left notes or papers that could prove useful to you. But you didn't hear that from me. All right. Farewell, and God bless you. I trust you will do what is right.
Citizens of Wyndham,
Beer at the pub tastes like sheep dip.
outdoor activity on Slattern Dale. Avoid Slattern Dale until the area is once again declared safe.
Hello again. How did... Well, been poking around in what's not your concern, eh? I don't have to explain myself to you. It's none of your bloody business. You're just as bad as the rest of them around here. Can't you see what's going on here? The protocol soldiers, the church, all carrying on like they know all the answers, when the truth is they know nought. Everyone says the folk in the woods are cracked, but they look like the only sane ones around here to me. They're trying to make peace with the world, not ruin it. Them scientists, the disaster, that weren't natural, they knows. Upset the balance of things. Nature's proper furious with us. We should make amends, shouldn't we? It's only right. But them soldiers would have me locked up for thinking that. Dangerous pagan sentiments, that arse of a captain calls it. Is there any less death or misery under the protocol? How are the druids any more dangerous than that lot, eh? I want what's best for village. We should be looking back to what's always been here. The army here tried to stamp it out, but their captain's a bloody southerner. What does he know about the north? Well, but maybe you're a tattletale for the vicar too, eh? Prying for secrets so he can hold 'em over me. Well, I won't stand for people who stick their beaks in where they're not wanted. shut your bloody trap before you bring every nosy bastard in here. All right, look, just hear me out, eh? See, we're a rotten one, that un. Tattling folk out to the vicar so he can load it over us. She never had out on me, not till last night when she found that letter. Then she carried on like I'd thrown in me lot were old Hitler or summat. Called me a traitor, like I ever had any loyalty to the protocol lot. I'm no killer, not born to it, but she were poison, that un, and so is Vicar. Summat had to be done. Before it all went to hell in a cocked hat, I'd agree with you. But just look at the state of things here. If me sympathies if those were common knowledge with folk, it'd be the end for me, end for shop. And then where would the village be, eh? I'm not wicked, you know. I just have a purpose in life, that's all. Something better. But that Maisie, she were going to shout it from rooftops if I didn't pay to keep her and that vicar quiet. She had to go. And I had to do it somewhere Vicar couldn't just sweep it under the rug. He can't go running off to the captain when it looks like he might have blood on his hands. Please, I know what I'm asking, but let it go, will you? Give us that letter back and we can both forget all about it. I'll make it worth your while, I promise. You're just the same as her, a bloody quisling.
I'll make you sorry for that.
Citizens of Wyndham, you are reminded that any building marked as sterilized.
Report anything suspicious you find, and we can see about perhaps coming to terms, you and I. Yes, what is it? Good Lord! You mean to say that he's in league with those masked maniacs? An adder in our midst? I'll send someone over immediately. Now do you see why this place is under military discipline? I fought rebels in the Malayan jungle, and let me tell you, that was positively genteel in comparison to this wretched village. You can hardly call them English hereabouts anymore. Something in the land here is corrupting them all. You've done the right thing coming to me. It's vital this sort of thing's nipped in the bud before it spreads. Straight to the point. Very good. I'm willing to extend the hand of friendship to you, which would include giving you access to our camp at Skethermore. With us on the same side, if a chance for leaving this zone comes, I can promise you a good chance of seeing the outside. To be blunt, as a stranger, you're in a perfect position to help me with a delicate matter. We recently arrested a certain Dr. Garrow, one of the scientists from the research site. She contrived to escape the zone before the walls went up, but rather unexpectedly returned as part of a military convoy. More fool her. Dr. Garrow's dangerous, very clever, and egotistical enough to believe herself a magnitude cleverer yet. She's refused to tell us anything, and I refuse to stoop to Gestapo methods to force her. But a new face like yours, well, perhaps she'll talk to a stranger who plainly isn't beholden to the protocol. When Garrow arrived, she demonstrated an ability to meddle with the barred machinery we've commandeered. Specifically, she disabled our camp's automatic security system and began to poke around where she wasn't welcome. It was an hour before we found her, trying to get access to one of the old barred bunkers. Who knows what damage she might have caused had she found a way inside. She left us no choice but to take her into custody, isolated in solitary confinement, where she can't play her tricks. My men claim she muttered some incantation, and that caused the gun turrets to shut off. I don't believe in such nonsense as magic, but when she was captured, all they found on her was a broken radio. And now I don't know what to think. So you see, I need to know how she did it. What trick she uses to disable our machines. Yes, though I would advise you against doing anything unsanctioned. My men will kill you in an instant if you attempt any silly shenanigans. Here, this pass will give you free passage throughout the Skethermore camp. The soldiers on guard will allow you into the prison section, too, all the way to Garrow's cell. Learn what you can and return here. Be sure to report to me in person. But be warned, one hint of betrayal, and that pass will not save you. I hope I make myself clear. Good day to you. Stay out of trouble, eh?
Citizens of Wyndham, pagan practices of any kind are strictly forbidden. Citizens of Wyndham, remember, strangers may be dangers. If you encounter anyone who is unfamiliar to you, report their presence.
I trust you will do what is right. I trust you will do what is right. I trust you will do what is right.
Citizens of Wyndham, acts of insubordination or disrespect against the soldiers protecting you here are in essence treasonous and will be treated as such. Please, don't make us hurt you.
There you are! Don't be a fool. Stand down. What's happening? Have they gone?
Oh, you're doing a smashing job. I could see the board lighting up as the towers became operational. Keep going. This is going to work. If you can give me access to all those radio towers, well, there might be hope for us yet. If you can give me access to all those radio towers, well, there might be hope for us yet.
What was that? Something's there.
Don't do anything stupid. Bloody hell!
Wait, alive!
I'm gonna rough you up. Let's have no. Hello, hello. Christ on a bike.
Bloody right, pal, you fella.
Gonna check it out.
Reminder for medical personnel. All drug trial volunteers on Rota Blue will please report to medical at 1500 hours today. That's all Rota Blue volunteers to medical at 3 Pip Emma. Thank you.
Have a look then.
If you can give me access to all those radio towers.
Reminder for robotics personnel. Avoid physical contact with the robots. They are machines and have no understanding of the fragility of humans.
Administration wing offline. Secure laboratory offline.
Frank Stevens. The lower floor has been sealed and the lab powered down, as instructed. Only a signal redirector device can be used to regain access, and I'm taking that secret with me. The plans for the device, the prototypes, I'm gonna bury them. There's a manor house in Skedarmore. The soldiers will have cleared it out by now, so it's as good a spot as any. If anyone finds this message, hell, no one's getting back in here. Not once the quarantine is fully enacted. And if by some miracle you are listening to this, well, I am so sorry. The automated security will be powering up right about now.
trouble or you're
Attention! Wyndham Village is under the authority of the Quarantine Protocol. Citizens
I know
of
exactly
Wyndham,
how many
pagan practices of any kind are strictly forbidden. Punishable by death.
That you continue to do well. Much depends upon you continuing to do well.
Let's have no trouble, right?
Sterilized is off limits.
Time is of the essence. With any luck, Sample 1 will still be hidden away in the medical facility. Time is of the essence. With any luck, Sample 1 will still be hidden away in the medical facility.
I'm not...
Citizens of Wyndham, we cannot guarantee your safety beyond the village palings. Do you have a good reason to leave the village? A contaminated area has been reported in the Skethamore fields. Please stay away from there until it has been sterilized.
Not sure I like the look of you.
Protocol is no longer responsible for your safety. The area you are entering is known to contain outlaws, lunatics, and monstrosities.
Friend.
I've got first picking!
Help me! I bleed.
Stop your mind up!
Make him regret
Need to reload! I'm firing! Oh, I'm hurt bad!
saving this. What the blue blazes happened just now? Who declared quarantine?
Dr. Holder.
Dr. Garrow? Is that you? Where are you?
Alan, listen to me.
Diane, where are you? Is this your doing? We're locked in.
There was an explosion. We had to...
Had to what? Where are you, Diane?
I'm on the evacuation convoy. I'm sorry, Alan. There was no time. Evacuation convoy. I'm sorry, Alan. There was no time.
No time? We're still in the fail-safe period, Diane. Raise the quarantine level before it's too late.
I can't do that. Oberon must remain secure.
Diane, there's dozens of us still in the lab. Please suspend the quarantine, just for a few minutes.
I can't. You have to think of the many.
Are you quite insane? Wait. I know why you're doing this.
I'm sorry. I must go, Alan. Interference is useful. I must go, Alan. Interference is too strong already.
Diane! Don't you dare open the bloody doors, damn you! Diane! You can't trap us in here to die! I swear, if you don't...
If you can give me access to...
Time is of the essence. With any luck, Sample 1 will still be hidden away in the medical facility. You found the sample? But this is wonderful. For the first time in years, there's hope. A true, viable hope. Those used to be some of the finest minds in the country. Country be damned in the world. My colleagues, trapped there when the laboratory was sealed. Now I need to get to work on this sample. This alien muck has vulnerabilities, but taking advantage of them is difficult. But I can see you're curious and you've earned some answers, should you want them. Is there anything that you want to know? It's an official secret, for all the weight that carries now. Oberon is the code name for the meteorite they found buried here. It was uncovered just after the war, during the evacuation of new slate mine workings. That discovery was the reason they built this whole circus here. I dearly wish it had remained undisturbed. The rock itself contained remarkable minerals, instrumental in the creation of the atomic batteries, and all the other marvels you've no doubt already encountered. But they drilled too deep into Oberon, and, at its core, discovered organic matter. That was Sample 1. A team of biologists, myself included, were assigned to analyze it. But the Oberon investigative team drilled too deep. There was some sort of violent and highly energetic feedback that collapsed part of the plant and triggered the quarantine. That was in 1957. It is abominable. Plainly extraterrestrial, voracious and implacable. At first, the top brass was excited by the potential it showed. In small doses, it seemed to accelerate our ability to learn to a remarkable degree. Your mind expanded. As if you had a connection to lost knowledge that you had somehow forgotten and were simply rediscovering it. But then, some of us started to change. We barely had time to start coming to terms with it. The explosion at the Oberon site came just days later. The quarantine was declared, and they trapped us in the lab. They left us for dead. Our own colleagues. You mean, why am I still trapped in the medical section? We didn't know it at the time, but there was a breach towards the back of the lab. Thanks to my experimental inoculation, I was able to resist the infection, to keep my own personality and intellect intact. I escaped through the tunnels under the lab. The only place I could think of to hide was there. When it seemed there was more to this growth than the BARD top brass wanted to admit, some of my colleagues and I decided to set up a very unofficial lab. This is it. It was hard work carting all this gear undetected, but we managed it. The vicar agreed to let us use the crypt for storage years ago, before the disaster. We made a small donation. To the church, you understand. And he didn't ask any questions after that. Now, I need to get to work on turning this sample active but toxic. A biological time bomb, if you will. In the meantime, there's something else you may be able to help me with. In return, I can assure you a route out of here. That's the deal. Retrieving the sample makes escape possible, but you need my expertise too. Do this for me, and the escape route lies open. Sometimes, at night, I go up to the church tower and listen to the sentries chatting down below. I've heard some chatter that suggests my old colleague Dr. Garrow came back into the zone. The soldiers locked her up in their prison on Scathermore. Seems she's upset their captain. She's neither use nor ornament trapped there. Can you get her out? I very much need to see her. It's vitally important. She and I worked on the Oberon project. Garrow's a cyberneticist. That's the science of control, if you're unfamiliar with the term. She was over on the technological end of things, leading the development of the robots. A very brilliant woman, and obsessively devoted to her work above all else. When the quarantine was declared, well, She got out, and we didn't. I never thought I'd have a chance to see her again. But it seems she couldn't leave well enough alone and just had to come back. It's vital I see her about something before we can leave. Hurry! Find her if you can. It's very important. Bring me news about Dr. Garrow as soon as you can. Hurry! Find her if you can. It's...
Keep your nose clean. Stay to this place. Leave tomorrow if we could.
If you encounter anyone who is unfamiliar to you, report their presence as soon as possible to the controlling authority. Your vigilance can save lives.
Hands away from any weapons, you.
The woods are still off limits. If you need to approach... You are leaving Wyndham, and the quarantine protocol is no longer responsible for your safety. If you approach any military areas in the area, you will be presumed to have hostile intent, and you will be fired upon. Remember, a warning shot is a wasted bullet. You have been warned.
You